You get a feel for that?
You know, they made it. It really sounded like it could be either or. When Yavindel, when we saw her inside the city, she was trying to stop an incursion of the wilderness on the city. Does that make sense? So, if there are such things in the future, we might be rounded up to do that. But I could also see if Mole Master is digging too deep into the whether it be the flooded forest or well, there's not really a whole lot of wilderness around the city walls that we could be tapped to help there too. But frankly, with all the crazy shit that we've seen just in the last 10 day, my bet is that more of the jobs are going to be within the city limits than without.
Yeah, to that, on that note, I kind of cast the net out, asking, the folks I know what they know about what's going on, and apparently, there's this, Fort Iron, is that correct, DM?
Yes, that is correct.
It's, there's mines down there, and they were shut down a while back, but, some lords kind of opened it back up for their own profit, and apparently things went pretty wild, and there's the Guard down there or some shit causing problems. So I was thinking if we could get our foot in the door there, and solve some problems for some important people, maybe we can put ourselves in a better position to get our names out there or just get consistent work in the city.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. And I guess part of my obligations to the Emerald Enclave is to root out undead shit wherever I see it. So yeah, that wraps in nicely. Might kill a couple of birds with one stone.
Speaking of, DM, do I know what Dwergar are?
Go ahead and roll your choice of survival or history.
Okay. That's a 16 on history.
16 on history. You know what Dwergar are. Deep dwarves of the like. You know that they had a stronger presence in the history of Mulemaster, kind of outside the city, but that they've had a steep decline in presence in power in Mulemaster over the last couple hundred years.
I see.
Yeah, most of their stories do talk about Mulemaster marching towards Fort Iron to take on some Dwergars there. The usual typical kind of bullshit that you hear. In fact, I'll throw a little, what was it, 16?
Yep.
Yeah, you know that specifically about 225 years ago, it was over that where you're talking about, where Fort Iron is, was overrun by Dwergar. There's rumors of gold being found down there, of all sorts of crazy stories of Dwergar magic and monsters and lost treasure. That's the history is that definitely there was Dwergar there. A lot of it now is superstition, old wives' tales. Fort Iron hasn't been a big mine in quite some time. Most notably is it's now just kind of like a little port city called Point Iron. Nothing big there besides a kind of well-known town known as, or tavern known as the what is it called? The Tower Shield.
Okay. And do I think that is where we'd want to go in order to see who to talk to, or?
Yeah, the Tower Shield would be an excellent place to start.
Okay.
You know that it's on foot. And with that good history check, that to get to Point Iron, it's about 20 miles out from Mulemaster. Takes you about 4 hours or so, give or take, on foot. Even shorter on horse, and a relatively cheap wagon ride down there could get you there, before even a half day is up.
Yeah, so I figured we'd be able to find someone, a connection to talk to about that particular job at the Tower Shield Tavern in Point Iron. We can get there in like half a day easy if we're trudging.
Well, yeah, if that's, I feel like that's a lead. I mean, we don't really have any other jobs, right, spinning right now, so might as well start making our way on this one.
Yeah, if that's all right with Freddy and Rornack.
Yeah, the nerd boys haven't given me any nerdy jobs, so
Well, apparently I have to be quick about it, but I'm game.
Nice.
Cool. Well, then, I don't know about y'all. I only have to do one thing before we leave the town. I told Yavendel that I'd let her know if I was going to be leaving Mulemaster. So I just need to hop over to the Shrine of Malar, do that real quick. But besides that, I'd get going today, depending on what time it is outside.
well, it's
I
probably
Yeah.
the same time inside.
Rornack, you actually have one more thing to do in town before we go. You need to pour me a fucking drink, please.
Okay. Well, I guess I can go back. I could go back on shift for just a moment here. What are you feeling?
Just the fucking ale surprised me. I don't care
Ooh.
if we're gonna be
Well,
traveling.
I was just showing Jove that darn dar, and it is darn good. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah, you got it. That was a good one.
Oh,
my
I'm enjoying these jokes around here. This is fun.
These jokes.
God.
He'll go back around and pour another one for for
Thank you.
Jasper. Absolutely. Uh, quick note too, DM.
Yes.
I just want to check. How many 10 days have passed? I'm just curious how many potions I would have had at this point.
We've gone through half a 10 days, so it's been 5 days. I believe that it was. I believe you made 3. If I
Yeah,
recall correctly.
yeah. The goal was 3. I just wasn't sure if that was just a money thing or if I needed more time to do all 3 of them.
You spent the downtime days, so yes, you've got 3.
Okay, awesome. So he'll do that. So he'll give the drink, and then he'll also lean over and say, I do have another concoction that might help us out here as well. And I know you've needed it sometimes too, Jasper. And he'll reach over into his little side satchel and he'll place just a little home brewed potion and slide that on over with the ale as well.
What is this?
Oh, just a little bit of a remedy that I've learned over some time. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but should help patch you up and feel good as you can in a pinch. I know we've had a little bit of trouble staying on our feet, so I worked on those, expecting that we'd probably be going back out again soon, you know?
Well, thank you for the consideration. Is this gonna taste like shit? Should I be prepared for some foul odors? What's going on?
Would you rather taste like shit, or would you rather be dead?
You know, that's a fair fucking point. She puts it in her bag.
Besides, the more you train on it, the less you taste those kinds of things.
As you have this conversation, I'll take a quick pause. As just a reminder of how potions work in my campaign is that if you take a full action to drink a potion, you heal for no rolling involved. You heal for the max amount. Since these are regular health potions, it's 2d4 plus 2, so that would heal you for 10 if you take an action to drink it. You can use a bonus action to drink a potion yourself. and then you would roll for how much it does as you try to knock back as much as possible. And then using a health potion on somebody else is an action, and you do roll for it. You typically in the they're unconscious, and you're going to try to pour this down their throats and get as much in there as possible. So just a reminder for how potions work in my campaign. As you're saying this, Krumeg does look over and stop you, Rory. Hey, so you got the look of somebody on their way out. You leaving for the night?
Yeah, my group here has found a little bit of work, so if my shift is over, I think I've got another thing to attend to right now.
When do you think you're going to be back?
Looks over at them. I mean, the hope is to be quick.
Well, I mean, like, are you going to be back tonight, or are you going to be back tomorrow? Because if you're not going to be here for tonight, I'm going to rent out your room. If you're not going to be working, you're not going to be staying, still got to make profit. So make sure you gather your stuff up before you leave. Good luck out there, bud. And slaps you on the back and heads back into the waves of different people coming in and out of the Oxpit Tavern as it's starting to kind of pick up in the evening rush.
Well, I guess I'm not sleeping here then tonight. Well, whenever you're all ready, I don't have much point to stay around here.
Jasper will just chug that drink real quick and let's get going.
Make Constitution saving throws. You slam that back real fast.
Sure thing.
You die.
Thank you for the confidence. I actually might die. That's a Constitution saving throw of 7.
Yeah, you slam that down, and you were feeling that boldness. You were feeling pretty bold, also pretty drunkle at the same time. So
That darn dar, man, it'll get you.
Ah,
yes,
well-
you are currently drunk as you make your way
oh
out.
my god.
You have advantage on wisdom, intelligence, and charisma saving throws, and disadvantage on ability checks until your drunk wears off.
Alright, well, at least we're walking for a few hours.
You guys finish your drinks. Watch Jasper just slam that back, lifting up to a little portion of the mass to do so. Notice salt, like all of it goes in the mouth, but it's a very long, just and you see a little bit come, and then she, get your mouth back around it, finish it, keeps it all in there. But it's one of those. All right, come on, Jasper. We got places to be.
Clearly not someone who's actually downed a lot of ales like that. Onwards.
You all enter into the chilly early evening of night at Mulemaster. Heading south from the Oxpit Tavern, we can go ahead and bring up our mappa. So we're over here at the Oxpit Tavern, which is right here next to, not terribly far away from the docks. It's a pretty straight shot down the street. You need to head out through the South Road Keep, which is the main entrance in and out of Mulemaster, which is wonderfully placed right next to the Shrine of Malar as you make your way out. Passing by, even in the early evenings, there's still a hustle and bustle of sights and sounds in Mulemaster. You see a pickup game of what we'll call the Dungeons and Dragons equivalents of craps being played out on the streets. You see a gaggle of urchin children snaking their way through large crowds of people. Some of you seeing that the natives quickly put a hand to their coin purse and grip it tightly. And a few moments later, a kerfuffle as someone notices a cut coin purse and the laughter of many children running through the streets. Overall, a rather quiet kind of evening in Mulmaster as you head up to the South Road Keep. Jove, you know that the Shrine of Malar is simply off to the side, and where Yavindel's tree is. I assume you make your way over to it.
You assume correctly.
Does anybody else follow Jove, or is this a Jove, go do your fucking thing and then get back?
That one.
Yeah, that fucking one.
Jove, you head over to Yavindel's tree, and while it's still bare, it does have that still kind of rocky fruit on it.
And he'll pick one and start peeling it to establish the connection.
Yavindel, who's at my tree?
Hey, Avondale, it's Jove. How are you doing?
Good. What's going on, Jove?
Hey, I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to be heading out of Mulmaster. We're going to be heading south to Fort Iron. I guess there's some mines and some Dwergar that are having some issues down there. I know we had talked about just kind of keeping tabs on my comings and goings. So I haven't planted my sending tree yet. So if for whatever reason you need me, I've been making most of my stay at the Oxpick Tavern in town, so we should be back in a couple of days.
Hey, slow your roll there, Spring Warden. Talking about Fort Iron? Because we actually have some business there. Well, would have some business if we had the numbers.
Well, I don't have much in way of numbers. I've got my three companions that have been with me in many life and death situations, but maybe what business is there? Maybe we can give our best shot at it.
Perfect. I tried checking it out once upon a time, and well, it wasn't a job for a single person. There's been some. I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like, I don't know, like a poisoning of the land. Shit gets weird once you head over into Point Iron, especially over by those mines out there. I'm not sure exactly what the cause of it is, but some of the wildlife around there has been behaving erratically. Sightings and sounds of large movements of Earth, just the typical kind of shit that one usually tries to avoid out in the roads. Since you're going to be on your way out there, why don't you go see if you can find the source of what's going on there? Bring some back to the Shrine of Malar.
Sure. What should I do with it once I'm at the Shrine of Malar? Just call you?
If I'm not already there, yeah, give me a call and I'll meet you there. I've got some business out and about. When do you think you'll be back?
Well, it looks like we're heading out of town now, so I imagine we'll probably, take us a couple hours, get there, camp out the night, and try and finish it all up by tomorrow. So
All
either
right.
tomorrow night or the night after.
Good to know, Spring Warden. Well, then I'll leave it in your hands. Congrats on your first official mission and for the Emerald Enclave. Don't fuck up.
Duly noted.
Also, hey, if you do find something in there, be wary of it, all right? Nature magic and corruption, we're more susceptible to it, so keep your wits about you.
Oh, okay. Thanks for the heads up. Is there anything regarding the Dwergar that maybe I don't know. I don't think I've actually ever met a Dwergar. So any tips with dealing with them folks?
If you meet a still alive Dwergar at this point, I'll be more surprised than you are.
Okay. Well, yeah, Avondale, you've been nothing but helpful. I'll make sure to be about this quick, and I'll see you here within a day or two.
Good luck, Spring Warden. And the connection, as the fruit itself kind of withers and falls to the between the cracks of your fingers.
Yeah, Joe will return to the party.
Out of curiosity, DM, do we remember whereabouts that job about bandits outside Mulmaster, what region that was in?
That is Fort. That is going to be Fort Dalton.
Okay. So not
Fort
really.
Dalton, yes, is, I believe, if I remember correctly, Fort Dalton, Fort Dalton, Fort Dalton, Fort Dalton, Fort Dalton. Fort Dalton is to the southwest of Mulemaster, kind of tucked away along the banks of the flooded forest.
Would that be like way out of our way, or would?
Yes, the exact opposite direction
Okay.
of Point Iron.
Okay. Then never mind. Just wanted to make sure we couldn't do like a double job or something. I
I mean, you can.
mean, yeah, we
Yeah, I mean,
could
there's nothing
still.
stopping you on hitting it on your way back. But
True.
as you are like exiting South Road Keep, you would need to head south if you wanted to head towards Fort Dalton and look into the banditry that's going out and about there. But if you are planning to head towards Fort Iron, you'd have to head towards the northwest.
Okay.
No, wait, southwest for Dalton, northeast for
Okay.
Iron. There we go.
Yeah, I guess we'll see how we feel after we've seen what's going on at the mines.
Yeah, speaking of those mines, I got some new intel from the Emerald Enclave. Turns out that was kind of serendipitous there, Jasper. That you got us a job heading to Fort Iron because there's some interest in there for the Emerald Enclaves have some interest in the happenings that's going on around Fort Iron. Mainly, and this is going to be useful as we get closer to it. It seems like there was some sort of poisoning of the land. She made it sound more like a corruption of creatures rather than like actual breathing in poison, but I wouldn't rule that completely out. So she said that there was also some earth getting moved around. I don't know. Maybe that's some more wild badgers or something like that. But she said that there's likely to be a source of whatever that corruption is. So if we find that, you'll be again killing two birds with one stone during this here mission. So
Yeah. I should comment on one thing you said. I did not get us a job. I heard about the possibility for a job. We still gotta get one kind of set up once we get there, but it's not a job that many people have heard about, as I understand. So we should be good to go.
well, okay. Hey, well that is good to know. And well, it seems like you're our contact for that. So I'll let you lead the way.
All right, let's get to stepping.
You begin heading to the northeast. You kind of have to hook back, going out through the South Road Keep, and hooking back around like the outside, which those of you who are more familiar with Mulemaster, you can see, and even those of you not familiar, you can see kind of the 20-foot tall wall that surrounds the entire outside of Mulemaster, and then the much smaller, kind of hastily thrown up walls that surround the Zent ghetto, kind of on the outside as you pass around that and begin making your way northeast. Who would like to make me a perception check? As you guys
Please
your
make it
adventure?
me. No.
Well,
I'm
you done
just
spoke
kidding.
it. It's now done you.
Wow.
No.
Can someone help me?
Roll me that check.
Okay. I rolled a 14 for a 13.
13. Looking around, the coast is relatively clear. You see some other. There's always a steady trickle of people coming in and out through the South Road Keep, considering it is the way in and out of the city on foot. But all things considered, you guys make your way out to the South Road Keep and up towards Point Iron with relative ease. In fact, if anything, it's kind of close to, a 4-hour walk towards the evening, boring, well-trodden roads. In fact, if anything, the most noticeable thing is just kind of the the dead air between you and your companions, as it's just a first time seeing each other in half a 10-day, and it's just walking. Is there anything you guys would like to discuss during your journey from Mole Master to Point Iron?
I'm gonna summon my new companion.
All right, walk me through it. How do you summon? What do you summon? What's it look like? Give me the full flavor.
Yeah, so Freddy is like closely reading this book that you have seen him cast Detect Magic from, but he's definitely studying a lot closer than he's ever studied it before because it's the first time he's ever cast this spell. And I guess not the first time because he's practiced it before. This is the first time, like, not in a classroom setting. So he's just working really hard and saying all the words as correctly as he can. Finishes the spell Find Familiar just like along our walk because it does take an hour to cast. And just a medium-sized rat just kind of spawns in his hand. He's like, well, I guess that's pretty fitting, huh?
Now, are you saying like, do you mean like an average sized rat, or is it like a medium sized creature rat? I need to know.
I guess I should say average and not medium, huh?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Two different reactions would be
Yes.
bad. Yeah.
Yes, average-sized rat.
Yeah, you
Okay.
watch Freddy as he's got this book and he's, it just almost sounds like he's mumbling. It's a couple weird places where it almost sounds like he's gonna break into song. Like he goes up like half an octave and then drops down half an octave, but never quite seems to hit a tune. And then you hear a and almost like crawling out from the book, Freddy, is when you see all the words on the page for the spell kind of like Sai from Naruto all get together into kind of a circle, and then your rat familiar crawls out of the page onto your arm, up, and then perches on your shoulder and sits at attention.
So I can do this now. This is a little friend that I can just get from a book. It's pretty cool.
Freddy, stay still, and he'll grab his staff.
Yeah,
And then
good thinking, Ronak.
as you
Get
swing
it.
out of it, as you
Get
swing at it, the rat pops out of appearance. You just swing at nothing and it pops back in on my shoulder.
Wait,
Oh
how'd you
yeah,
do that?
he can do that. He just like pops in and out. But please don't do it if I'm not paying attention, because then I would have to waste a lot more time just to get another rat friend. Also, then I have to come up with a new name. This one's Johnny until he dies. And then it'll be a different name. I'm not gonna use the same name for the rats every time. That'd be weird.
Well, thanks for telling us about this, Freddy. That's going to be really helpful next time we get attacked by demons.
Yep. We have a rat now, so if they're ever afraid of rats, you know who to turn to. It's me. I'm the one.
And you see this little rat, upon hearing its name, takes its like little ratatouille like hands and then like runs it back through its fur and almost kind of slicks back the top of its head fur, and has the tail come over and kind of wrap around, like almost kind of like a scarf around the neck, as it kind of just holds on to the side of Freddy's hair with one hand, slicks the other one back, and makes this little squeaking noise at you all.
And then once I'm done with that ritual, I'm going to spend another 10 minutes to get Detect Magic up.
Yeah, you get the blue Detect Magic shades on, and looking around as you're walking during this. Of course, you ping your book and your rats pings with the appropriate magic. Looking at the rest of your party, Jasper's mask does ping with illusion magic.
Yeah.
But besides that, Joe's magic rock does not ping currently. Rory is just that same kind of blank space, extending your kind of detect magic senses out. Nothing unusual for the time being.
Okay. And then I'll, once we like see that we're getting closer to destination, I'll pop it again. So whenever that happens.
Absolutely. Rest of the party, anything while Freddy is doing this as you're kind of walking your way? It goes from like early evening, and by the time you get there, it is night at this point. Nope. Okay. No. Yes. No. Yes.
No.
Okay.
No.
So you come upon to the small. I mean, it's only slightly larger than like maybe a hamlet. You know, closer to a town, maybe even closer to a village. I'm not sure what the exact size to name ratio is between town and village, but somewhere in between that. Um, of just kind of off-brand Mulemaster brick houses and the likes. Much more the buildings that are here do have a much more heavy influence of iron, especially in some of their walls and the such. Just everywhere you look there's just iron, not quite sculptures, but gates and small fences, and just in abundance, which would be odd for the size of this kind of environment all the way out here. Wouldn't look strange in Mulemaster with all its many forges, but out here in this kind of smaller village town, it is rather noticeable. The biggest building is, of course, the tower shield, which has a 10-foot tall looking tower shield that's kind of been made to the front of it. It goes all the way down. You can see that there's almost inside this overlarge tower shield is the cutout of a smaller iron doors in the front of it that are currently open, letting warm light kind of spill out into the city. Town, village. Twillage, as we will refer to it. Vown? Twillage. Twillage it is.
I imagine just onwards towards the tavern.
Mm-hmm.
You enter into the tavern. It's nice enough. It's by no means the nicest establishment that's ever been or ever was, but the decor in here does have a ton of iron. The bar seems to be made out of iron. There are seats, like stools, that have been they're built into the bar. They kind of come outwards and then upwards and have like a cushioned seat on top of them, making it all one big piece rather than a bar with like stools on it. Um, all the table is just, even though that you can feel the presence of other people, their body heats. There's a fire going. It has all the accoutrements of a tavern. The iron in this place is so prevalent that it feels cold in here, even with a good number of people milling about.
Real quick, what's the racial makeup of is it mainly Humes in this?
Mainly Humes in here.
Gotcha.
Mulemaster, most of the Moonseed does typically tend to be human, although Flan typically has the most kind of myriad of people. In Mulemaster, you're likely to see elves. Dwarves are in short supply. You don't often see a ton of dwarves out there. Good number of halflings, and other, more exotic walks of life. But yes, it is predominantly human, especially in these smaller twillages. As you approach, everybody go ahead and make me a perception check as you enter into the tower shield.
21.
17.
Another 16.
16.
That's a 14.
14. Surprisingly good rolls from everyone around. those you below 15 notice that there does seem to be a large number of what are referred to as Moleman soldiers. So Molemaster, Moleman soldiers stationed here, more than you would have expected with the golden M of Molemaster on different various parts of their gear. Those of you who roll above 15 notice that besides the soldiers, the kind of very much kind of mining town aesthetic of a lot of the locals, there is two individuals that stick out sorely by this. One is a dwarf, the only dwarf that you've seen so far in this neck of the woods, or Twillage, as the case may be, who's got a big white beard that's got kind of like a braided mustache that goes on through it, wearing rather fine clothes that seem only lightly touched by very nautical. Think like the captain from How I Met Your Mother, set as sort of wear. And then a incredibly tall human woman with brown hair and an even bigger smile as they are talking back and forth. Both of them seem to be wearing clothing that is much nicer than either the soldiers that are in here or what appears to be different Point Iron denizens.
Anyone want to speak to the rich people, or are you gonna make me do it?
I'll talk to the rich people.
I'd prefer if you did. Yeah. He
Well,
says
lead the
with
way.
his mask on, I'm sure. Yeah.
After you.
Okay, let's find us some rich people. What am I asking them about? What are we looking for?
The mines where the production has stopped for one reason or another related to Dwerigar, I've heard.
Okay, do you want to hold the rat? Rich people probably don't like rats.
Are you serious? Fuck, yeah, I'll just hold your stupid rat. Give it to me.
You hand over the rat and it perches onto your shoulder, Jasper. Except you've noticed that this rat doesn't do all fours; it only walks on twos.
That's...
Almost with its hands kind of crossed as it.
You make it through that? Is that...
I'll never tell.
The rat nods over to Freddy. It's like the suh. And then takes one hand out and then pushes its hair backwards again.
Are you fucking serious?
That's Johnny.
Wow. I should have fucking known.
So I'm gonna look for someone who looks like they would know what they're talking about and not.
No,
Talking out their ass.
Jasper will point them out to you. The
Okay.
What was it? A dwarven gentleman and a...
Human woman.
What was it? Okay, yeah.
I go up to them. Hey, I've heard something about some weird things going on in mines down here. Is that a thing?
And the dwarf stops kind of in the middle of conversation and begins to kind of look you up and down. And the woman turns to you, and even sitting, you can tell that she is easily above 6'4", if not taller. Even sitting down, she seems to at least be eye level with you, if not slightly taller. Just, oh my, have you been sent by Zorgos? Oh, Dornell. I believe this might be one of them. We were just talking about this. I'm so excited. Ooh. Sit.
Well, I will sit, but I wasn't necessarily sent by anybody. I'm more of a tourist.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have any work for tourists. I'm looking for adventurers of some renown.
Well, no, I'm an adventuring tourist. I just haven't been sent by anybody.
Adventuring or tourists, they're typically not one and the same. I don't care which one, but if you are looking for work, sit now. We have many things to discuss. Please.
Okay. Yes,
And
I will
this
sit.
big smile doesn't leave her face once.
Okay, I'm sitting. I'm here to get a job and go on an adventure because I'm Not a tourist. I'm an adventurer on a tour of the city.
Got him.
The rat gives you a thumbs up.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a persuasion check as you say that.
Finger guns.
Oh my god.
Turns back, gives the finger guns.
Oh,
Jasper, you
this
can
is
feel
where
a
the-
little rat kind of hand just finger guns right on back.
This is where the
No.
bad rolls start. That's a 7.
No,
Hurrah!
Pretty,
I have a plus
this
5.
is our bard, everybody.
The dwarf puts hand up. Oh well, hold on there, Eleanor. Let the man, the boy, introduce himself. You are.
My name is Fred. Fred Lapp, and I'm with the Cloaks. If that convinces you that I am not just a random tourist, and I make my pendant more prominent.
And he looks at your cloak medallion and nods and well, pleasure to meet you, Fred of the Cloaks. I am Dornell Whitebeard, Captain Dornell Whitebeard.
Hey!
And sticks out a
dear.
big dwarven hand to you.
Doornail Whitebeard.
Yes, that is indeed good repertoire between you. Good repeating, I suppose. And waits for you to
And-
take his hand.
And I put out my hand to shake it, and I said, "Who's the other lady over there? Who's the broad?"
I am not a broad. My name is Eleanor, actually. Thank you. I believe I'm actually quite surprised you haven't heard of me, or perhaps you know my grandmother of the Aurora's Whole Realms catalog.
Nope, just a tourist.
Of course, that nasty spell plague did a number to our reputation.
And you said your name is not a broad Eleanor?
Well, that's not part of my name, but
Oh.
yes.
It's a title. Not a broad Eleanor.
I'm sorry, are you here for work, or are you here to just poke fun at people's names?
I'm just trying to get names. This guy said his name was Doornail Whitebeard, and yes, I'm used to 2 names, so I've gotten not a broad Eleanor.
My first name, she says with the same smile on, is Eleanor. Do I need to
Just
spell that out
Eleanor.
for you?
I don't think so. I know how to pronounce Eleanor.
Just double checking, misconceptions and all of that good nonsense. Anyways, Eleanor will suit our purposes just fine. You were inquiring about the mines and some potential work.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and I was, again, not sent here by the Cloaks. It's just an organization that I work for just to show that I do adventuring work.
Then, how are you aware of what's going on? If it's not cloak business and you weren't sent by Zorgos, then forgive
Well-
me, but this does seem quite peculiar.
If the extravagant accent wasn't enough of a telltale sign, I'm from Mulmaster, and us Mulmasterites have a pretty good ear. So if someone's talking about something around us, we can hear something about it.
Go ahead and roll
Something.
me a persuasion check again.
Yeah. There's a nat 20 for a 25.
There you go, buddy.
Of course, Mulmasterites and their way of knowing things. The hustle and bustle of that city. Of course, yes. Foolishness. All right. Well, now that introductions are out of the way, what do you know? What have you been told about this potential opportunity?
Absolutely nothing, because I just kind of got hearsay, and I just know that there's something funky going on. And, I feel like if there's anything magical going on, the Cloaks might give me some bonus stuff here and there, if you know what I'm saying.
And what sort of payment are you looking for in such an endeavor?
From you or from the cloaks?
Oh, I don't care what the cloaks pay you. That's none of my business. From us. From me.
Well, what are you gonna have me do? I'm not just gonna set a price for just going there. What am I doing?
Frugal and poignant. Excellent. Well, what I need is for someone to go into the mines of Fort Iron and secure, and looks to both sides, what I believe is to be the missing gold that is supposed to be down in those mines. I recently found a map of sorts that, of course, Zorgos was only more than happy to grant me access to from my grandmother's catalog. And she pulls out what looks to be on one side a larger map of Faerun, but flips it over, and there seems to be a rough map of the mines going underneath Fort Iron with strange X's and arrows and small bits of word, all done in like a gold ink on the back of it.
So, you have a map to the place, and you're not a tourist, so I'm assuming you know where the mines are. I think you know my next question. Why don't you just go get it?
Oh, I'm not an adventurer. I'm a catalogist of many different notable items, rarities. I'm an explorer, not an adventurer. Fighting is just so unfriendly, don't you know? And
So
that
there's
smile
there's
spreads
fighting
even bigger.
involved. It's not as simple as go there and get the gold.
Well, if it was easy enough to walk in and get the gold, then everybody would have done it, right?
That's what I'm asking.
Fuck.
You're making this incredibly difficult.
So are you.
Good.
Oh
I'm
my
glad that we can all
God.
be on the same page.
So what kind of fighting have you heard about going on down there? Because if you're not an adventurer, you haven't done it yourself. But what have you heard?
Oh, absolutely no clue. The last group we sent into there never came back out.
So bad things.
I'm going to
Then
assume
I'll
not good
take
things.
for payment. I'll take 75%.
No. 75% is far too much.
Right. Okay. Let's go over this again. I'm from Master. We do the haggling thing. I start really high, and then you undercut me, and then we meet somewhere in the middle.
Undercut you. Oh, I believe. An undercut from 75%
Man,
would be
she really is not a broad.
7.5%. Perfect.
That is an undercut. 60.
8%.
Kind of diminishing returns here, huh? The lowest I can go is 40%.
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
Get them for all they're worth, Freddy.
For real.
That is
Please.
a crit fail for 6.
10%,
God
and I will
damn it.
supply you for the journey, and let Dornell give his own payment for this as well. Dornell, I believe this might be a perfect time for you to cut in. No, finish your business first. I am free to sit and watch as he kind of leans back with a drink in hand. You first.
Oh,
Yes.
I don't think we can finish until we know all the terms, Mr. Doornail.
Oh, my business has nothing to do with getting the mines back in working order. I couldn't care less. I actually
okay.
have a...
Well, then let's finish. So 10%, and we keep anything other than the gold that we find, as it is our adventure.
Absolutely. Anything of valuables that isn't a vein of gold, you are free to keep. And, well, luckily, some things will recover. So I believe, if I remember correctly, we have and she pulls out kind of a list. 1 Dungeoneer's kit consisting of a crowbar, a hammer, 10 potions, 10 pitons, 10 torches, a tinderbox, 10 days of rations, a water skin filled with a fine wine, if I do but say so myself, 50 foot of hempen rope strapped to the side of it, a healer's kit, a vial of holy water, a potion of healing, a block and tackle, a climber's kit, a lamp, a vial of oil, 2 sacks, another 50 feet of hempen rope, a shovel, and a miner's pick. in that
So
order.
you're expecting a lot of gold down there.
Oh, I'm banking on it. Quite literally.
Yeah, quite literally. Okay. So yeah, and then I'll return as much as that as I don't use.
Oh, no, I care not for all of that. Use it, abuse it, lose it, whatever you want with it, as far as
Okay,
you
then
get
I will
down in there.
keep all that I don't use. So it sounds
Sounds
like a
like we are
deal.
coming to an agreement. Wonderful.
10% and all the shit I can hold. All right, Doornail, what is your job then? What is you doing about it?
Ah, yes, my turn. Excellent. Well, uh, sounds like you know that there's a history of dwarven interest in these mines, yes?
I do now.
Yes, well, I happen to be a member of the Lord's Alliance myself, and currently a potential ally to ours, Groshen Lore, is interested in dwarven antiquities. So, as a favor to himself and for continued cooperation with the Lord's Alliance, I had hoped to find something of dwarven make in these mines and present it as a gift. If you were to find such a relic, not only would I pay you for its value, but I'd be more than willing to put in a good word with the rest of the Lord's Alliance and perhaps send some work down your way in the future upon success.
Okay. Just anything dwarven, or are you looking for something specific like some kind of armor or cutlery or beard combs or beard ties
A
or
beard comb would be
beard soap?
lovely. I can see
Okay.
that mine is starting to get rough, but I've heard tales that the Dwergars of these mines were quite formidable in battle once. Perhaps a weapon or a shield or something of note, something that really stirs the loins in my dwarven heart.
Okay. I'll bring up whatever I can, and we'll just agree that you'll be fair with putting its value on it. I don't really feel like going to an appraiser. I feel like I can probably trust you. Can I trust the dwarf?
And the door now looks at you. Can you trust a dwarf? I mean, we are hardy and strong people. I mean, I don't quite understand the question.
Can I trust you to give me a fair appraisal on the item, or should we go to a third party when I bring the item up from the surface, because I will survive and I will have the item with me?
I promise to give you the fairest appraisal possible. Fairest wages for fairest work and fairer items.
There you go. So the answer to my question would have been yes.
Then yes, ha ha! And slaps you on the back with a surprising amount of strength.
Okay. Sounds like I have two birds with one rock.
Actually, funny story, it's
Uh,
almost
anything,
impossible to hit two birds with a single rock unless they're both on the ground. Wouldn't you believe? Ha ha!
or if it's a giant boulder falling from the sky, that could do it.
Boulders falling. Boulders don't belong to the sky.
I know that's why it's
Humans.
falling. Anyways, I'm gonna go now.
Yes, I think that'd be for the best. Whenever you are ready to head towards the mines, come, return back here. I will allow you to get through there through the soldiers and their hoity-toitery or whatever it is that Mormon soldiers do, and provide you the gear that you need.
For sure. All right, I'll take my leave. Doornail, not abroad. It's been a pleasure. And I'm
Ta-ta for
gonna
now, Fred.
head out the door uh, by myself and let them follow me out, so they don't know who my party is if they haven't already noticed.
Yeah, we'll subtly make our own way out a little, like a minute or two after.
As you leave, Eleanor seems more than happy to return to a conversation with Dornell, and you almost see one side of Titan. Almost.
Well, I got us 10% of whatever gold. She's expecting some gold loot to come out.
10%. You should have asked for like 60.
That was after haggling.
Oh, okay.
So we got 10%, but she's expecting it to be a lot, so 10% should be plenty. And then we're also expected from the short guy to get some kind of dwarven artifact, and then he's gonna appraise it, give us a fair price, and pay us for that. And he's also with the Lord's Alliance, so if any of you are, the virtuous type, then I guess you could get with the Lord's Alliance, but more than anything, they're probably just going to be a good source of work if we're going to keep doing this adventuring thing.
That's a fair point on that one. Sounds like the conversation went well then.
Oh, so well. I'm really getting good at this whole talking thing. I don't think I even offended them once.
Oh,
I don't know if I believe that.
Let me roll persuasion.
This would be a deception
Or no,
check.
this is deception. Yeah.
Yes.
I was like, there's a check for this. 18.
Oh
Jester, roll
shit!
insight.
If I roll a 19 or higher, no, I didn't. Believe it or not. So
Yeah.
you
So
win this time.
it sounds unlikely, but I didn't offend anybody.
She seems genuinely taken aback.
What?
Rory also rolled a 14, so he just kind of does a few nods. He's like, I bet you did better than I would, so well done.
So yeah, that's the deal. 10%
And,
of the gold.
I do want to throw in there that we also got that bit from the Emerald Enclave as far as finding whatever sort of source of what. I mean, Freddie, we're not the first ones to go on a little spelunking mission, right?
Oh no, most of the people die.
Yeah. So
I'm sorry. Go missing.
go missing, dying. What's really the difference in our line of work? But what I'm getting at is that we're also going to be looking, or at least I'll be looking for whatever sort of thing is poisoning the land. In fact, maybe before we head out in the morning, I might want to talk to one of the locals and see if they know anything about nature acting weird in these parts. So, cool. Sounds like we got a full slate of shit to do.
Mm-hmm. Did she give me the map?
She did not give you the map.
F. Hold on. I'm gonna go back in.
You return back into the the shield tower.
Miss Eleanor, I realized that I do not have the map. I just got so excited that we even had a map that I forgot to get it from you.
Oh, are you planning on going now?
Well, I mean, soon, but I can't go without a map, so.
Then you will go with the map when you go. I'll see you when you are ready. And she smiles.
You'll just
Painfully
be here?
large. Absolutely, I have a full room set up here. All my things are here.
Alright, well then I guess I'll see you when we're heading out.
Ta-ta for now. Again.
Again. Okay, so we're getting the map when we leave. And she seems like she's just gonna sit there for the rest of her life until we do.
Interesting. I wonder if she knows breathing techniques. That's a lot of dedication. Anyways.
Well, we should probably be getting some shut eye here soon, right? Because it's pretty late.
Yeah, probably find a place to post up, and then in the morning do your whole nature, or we can do the nature talk tonight if you want to, so that way we can get out to the mines as early as possible tomorrow.
I think that's a good idea, and frankly, I love sleeping under the stars, but I have a feeling we might be doing that tomorrow night. So, I'm not sure if there's any other taverns in this town, but now we've been shuffling back and forth through the front door of this place. But if we want to sleep on a warm bed, this might be the joint to do it at.
Yeah. Uh, does this town have any like guilds buildings?
Go ahead and roll me investigation.
13.
13. Looking around, it's pretty bare bones here. Besides the shield tower, there's a set of almost like small apartments. Almost, I suppose, a bungalow might even be more apt in description. Lots of iron here, but you could tell maybe at one point this town was booming, heading towards a bigger population. But right now, like any small city that doesn't have a freeway next to it, it's kind of got that dying atmosphere.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that this is the only place. So probably stay in here.
Well, yeah, let's grab a bite to eat, and get some rest, and hit it in the morning. I'll see if I can catch a local that's maybe been drinking a few and has got some loose lips. For telling my stuff, not any.
Right.
Not
Yeah,
against
no,
them.
we all
What?
thought that. Yep.
Yeah, not. I'm a moral, upstanding
Mhm.
citizen.
Right.
So,
Yep.
Freddie, I've never felt like you've understood me before until right now.
I certainly understand you.
Jove, roll me a charisma check and then a d6.
Charisma check. Okay, for charisma, that is a 12. And then a d6 is 3.
3 gold pieces of drinks later, you do talk to a local, and they give you this bit of information. You inquire about the mines, and at first they say, "The mine? I put lots of iron out of the ground and have for years. Better us than dwarves. They say that there's gold somewhere in that mine, but ain't no one ever done found it. Truthfully, I think it's a myth. Probably just keeps the miners digging hard, hoping to find it. But as the drinks start to set in and lips begin to loosen, uh, there's stories about the Dwergar they found there when the Momasterites cleared them all out. What once was a whole host of them vicious grey dwarves was somehow turned only into a few dozen starving wretches, ranting about fertile earth that grows in the deep. I think that's what happens when you go too long without seeing the sun. You know what I'm saying, small halfling friends?
Yeah, totally, my guy.
And he tells you lots of small tales about mining, but when it comes to the actual mines itself, doesn't seem to know much more than that.
And nothing about like animals acting weird or anything like that around the mine.
I mean, you ever seen a giant badger?
Well, actually, yeah, I have.
Then they're meaner than shit. Doesn't matter what time of the year it is. Goddamn
Right.
badgers.
All right. Well, we'll be on the lookout for. Yeah, giant badgers. Those guys are assholes. You know what,
I
bud?
know, took half my pinky, I swears. He
Oh.
shows you he's missing the top digit of a pinky.
Wow. That is some real sore luck there, fella. You know what? I best get stepping. You've been great company, but it's been a long day, and I got business to attend to. So thanks, partner. Appreciate you fill me in about some of the info around town.
Yeah, thanks for all them drinks there, little halfling feller. See seeing you later. And he gives you a hard smack on the back, which you take just fine. As he continues to sit and drink at the bar. So the rest of you do get a. How many rooms would you like at the tavern?
Rornak, you want to go splitsies? I don't take up much space.
Yeah, that probably would work best.
I'll be paying for my own room.
Then I guess I'm paying for my own as well.
Individual room takers, it's going to be 2 gold pieces for the evening. Rory and Jove, you each split that cost for one. However, it is a single bedroom, so you're going to be sharing a bed.
I don't bother Jove none.
Eh. Rory's slept in the worst conditions. He'll be fine.
Rornak, or I mean, Jove will guilt trip Rornak and say, like, "Well, hey man, I got a sleeping bag. I guess I can sleep on the ground. I mean, if that's gonna weird you out, but then I mean, might as well just slept outside."
Does this mean something more to you than it should, or?
Friend, I like you and all, but not quite like that.
No, I don't either. If it makes you feel better, then you could sleep on the ground, or I can too. I mean, just give me a pillow.
Well, how do you feel about well, I'm pretty tiny, you're pretty tiny. Just lay a couple of pillows in betwixt
Rordak
us.
looks at himself and he's like, "Sure."
Well, I mean, width wise, you know, I am short and stout, and you're tall and skinny, and so I think that means we can fit in one bed just okay.
Sure. We'll puzzle it together, I suppose.
Yeah, and you'll find out during the night that Jove has a knack for snoring like crazy. Dude.
Crazy.
It's just sawing logs.
Yeah, I rolled a 5. Rornak does not get a lot of sleep that night.
Between the long hours that you've been putting at Crew Megs, getting kind of spoiled having your own bed, and spending, doing 15 hours at Crew Megs and then doing a 4-hour walk out to point out, yeah, you're feeling a little haggard there, Rornak. Jove, you sleep just fine though.
Always do.
Freddy, you, unless you dismiss it, Johnny goes over, finds one small, like, you lay your head down, get into bed, do whatever it is you do in the evening, and then Johnny goes over, gets a little piece of the blankets, little piece of the pillow, tucks himself in like a person, pulls up the hood just enough to cover most of his tiny rat body, and squeaks at you twice, pushes some hair
Johnny,
back.
we're gonna need to make a handshake. That's what I thought. In the morning.
Nods to you. And as you fall asleep, you can feel ever so slightly Johnny leans in. And by the time morning comes, he is just pretty much in the crook of your neck. Body go over the shoulder, tail wrapped underneath like one arm, blanket pulled all the way up. You've got it almost basically to your like over your mouth at this point because he's pulled it up so high in that point. But you get a full night's rest.
Yay.
Then Jasper.
How does she go to bed?
Yeah.
Just like, actually I didn't think about this in like a place that isn't. She
That's why I
probably.
asked.
Yeah, she probably straight up wears the mask to bed. Like, not her armor or anything, but yeah, like the way the mask looks, like it has all these kind of like ties that run back to the back of the head. Imagine she has her hair tied in a bun with those bits of the mask. But yeah, she's still got it on.
You go to bed, and your dreams have taken on an interesting sort of black and white quality. While you're used to dreaming in color, it seemed to be monotoned nowadays. And it's always of going in and out of many shadows, of seeing masked individuals, of quick hands, coin changing, blades in the darkness, fading in and out of the shadows. It's almost like following a first person view as someone makes their way. Almost like memories, but are clearly not of your own. And then the dream ends. You wake up not with the start, but to the early morning lights. Reach up and feel the mask still on your face. And the morning is yours, Odd Jobs.
And make a handshake with Johnny.
What is your
That's
very
handshake with
secret.
Johnny? Secret handshake.
Yeah.
Let me roll
Wouldn't be
Johnny's
secret
sleight
if
of
we did
hand to
that.
see if he gets you. Holy shit, John Bon. Okay, yeah. Your handshake is toit.
Fucking nice.
But I don't have rat statistics, but a 19, and I'm going to assume that they have some solid decks. So
Right. At least a +1.
at least a
At
plus one.
least you would
At
hope.
least a +1. So yeah, Johnny follows your moves. There's however that goes. Johnny has more than enough skills to match your handshake.
Well, yeah, and I don't want to say how it goes out loud because it's a secret.
Exactly.
handshake.
Right.
Exactly.
That would be
No, you and
foolish.
Johnny spent.
Don't ruin it.
You guys get it first try. Like, you don't even have to think about it. You go for it, and then by the end, you and Johnny look at each other, nods to you, you nod back at Johnny, pushes his rat hair back, and he's back on your shoulder ready for the day.
Oh yeah, buddy.
Before we go to Not Abroad, I want to talk to the party about the information that I kind of gathered.
I love that.
Before we go to Not Abroad.
Well, folks, I did a little bit of digging last night, and I think I got some good information from one of the locals. Sauced him up a little bit. He just let loose. He was telling me a little bit about. It seems like folks are still pulling iron out of this mine, which makes sense considering we're seeing so much iron, and that the whole gold thing is sort of a myth. But as the night went along, the guy told me that there's stories of Dwergar kind of turn into almost like wretches from being down there. And supposedly the Masterites had gone down there and cleared them out at one point and found them all different, I suppose. One other thing of note that I found out was the guy was mentioning giant badgers. And I don't know if they're just a feature of tunnel systems and going to be seen everywhere, but I don't know. If we're looking for poison land, that kind of thing, maybe there's some sort of connection with whatever that I forget the name of the badger you made friends with there, Freddie, but there might be some sort of connection with them acting weird in the city if they're acting weird out here. So no, that doesn't give us a lot of direction, but just wanted to keep y'all up in the loop.
Well, yeah, that's
The
kind
badger's name was Little Timmy.
Right.
Oh.
Lil Timmy.
Yeah.
That's definitely suspicious that two jobs of ours within such a short period of time involves giant badgers.
Maybe instead of the odd jobs, we can be the badger slayers.
I really hope this is the last time, but something tells me it's not.
Or maybe we could do some kind of like legal pun about like badgering the witness or something. We'll have to think
What's-
about it, but something with badges.
I just don't know how much like life that's gonna give like our business because how many badger related problems could there possibly be?
Well,
I
we
feel like
found
you brought an
two.
omen upon us.
Sorry. What were you saying?
I just said we found two.
That's true.
Well, as we're making our approach, just I'm going to be keeping my eyes peeled just to make sure we don't see any sick animals or anything like that. But yeah, I feel like we've got some overlapping of shit going down right now. And, yeah, keep your eyes peeled, folks.
You all finish the conversation and head into the main area of the Shield Tower Tavern. There you can see both Not Abroad, Eleanor, and Captain Dorno Whitebeard are enjoying like a full spread. We're talking a full English breakfast. We're talking eggs, we're talking steak, we're talking beans, we're talking biscuits. The whole thing. And of course, Darnell's got an equally big, like, white handkerchief. Like, he's got his beard tucked into a shirt, and then, like, the handkerchief on top of it. And you see that Not Abroad has like, the dad in Tarzan's, like, safari gear on.
Okay.
Like, just way too formal and nice, and, like, someone who is, like, gearing up for, like, to have their portrait taken after like going on an adventure. Very gauche. But they are seated and enjoying their breakfast when you all head down.
Okay, Miss Eleanor. Me and my crew are gonna be heading out here. So if there's a copy of the map, just so you can have your copy, just in case we do go missing, you can give it to the next adventurers that you find.
Already a step ahead of you, I had copies made. She pulls out a
You
nice
are a
little
smart
copy.
one, aren't you?
And Jove, actually, since you're here now, what do you look at Dornell? Roll me an insight check. He's gonna roll one as well.
I rolled a 15.
15. You recognize Dornell immediately as the captain of the Gilded Vigilance, the very ship that brought you into Mulemaster, although he does not seem to recognize you.
Oh, well, howdy, Captain.
Hello. Yes. I
I
see
know
my reputation precedes me. Excellent.
Well, yeah, I don't presume to that you know me or remember me or anything, but you were the captain of the ship that got me out of Flan. I just want to extend my most sincere thanks for navigating and being a good leader on what I can only imagine was probably one of the scariest days of your life, unless you've had a more interesting life than I have, which is probably true. So, thanks again for that hard work, and I'm glad our paths are crossed again.
He looks at you, takes a longer look this time, and goes, "Ah, you're Grunt's boy, right?"
Yeah, he is my father.
Ah, good gentleman, that Grunt is. Actually, we've got some common business partners, but the thanks is not needed. So only happy to do my part in the evacuation of Flan. A nasty business that it was. Lost a good number of men and an even greater ship that day. And he kind of puts his hand to his chest. May you sail on in memory, Gilded Trophy. May you sail on in memory. Closes his eyes. But glad to see that you seem to be doing well for yourself, son of Grunt. Jove, 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 Jove! By Jove.
Well, yeah. I mean, and lucky for you that nasty business is really kind of our specialty. So I'm glad that we're going to be able to help each other out here.
Yes, how are some of the other refugees from Flan doing in Mulmaster? I know that the lost and found are out and about in the Moonsea currently. They apparently do not need my assistance as the time being, but I'm sure they'll call upon me once again, as heroes often do.
Oh yeah, don't know much about what the Lost and Found are up to, but as far as the other Flan refugees, we seem to be doing all right here and there. A lot of folks haven't been as lucky as me to find some friends willing to help out with the start of a career. A good amount of the refugees are cooped up in the Zent ghetto right now, but from what I hear, they're at least grateful to have a place to be.
Well, shame we can't do more for them. But if you finished your adventure early, I am about to take the Guild of Vigilance back to Mulmaster. If you finish in a timely manner, I'd be happy to bring you on aboard on a return trip. Especially if your friend makes good on his promise to bring me some good artifacts.
Certainly, it's been a while since I've gotten to break out some of my sailing skills, so I would be more than happy to get back on deck.
Be happy to have you, Jove. Well then, fair travels and keep your wits about you. Although, if you made your way out of Flan, I'm sure whatever's happening in that mine will pale in comparison to the adventure you've already undertaken.
Damn right.
And Eleanor now speaks up. Well, if this nice little trip down nostalgic weather to all is over, I believe you have some adventuring to do. Come, come. And she stands up and, you know, flattens out and, puts, moves some bits of articles of clothing, puts herself in a presentable manner, at least in her standards, and begins to head out into the streets of Point Iron. I assume you all follow behind.
We sure do.
Indeed.
The travel through to the mines is uneventful. The town doesn't have that same energy that Mulmaster has. There's just kind of a dourness, but it doesn't have that kind of sharpness that Mulmaster has. And it's very stark in comparison after spending so much time in Mulmaster to come to this small twillage. As you make your way over to Fort Iron, there is a number of local military and Molman guards that you pass. These guards and miners and kind of the only really active place in this twillage. But with a wave of her hands, a few quick words, the soldiers, the miners, everyone gets out of your guys' way as Eleanor walks with the candor that only someone of her stature, is how I'll phrase it, can, as you head into kind of the outsides of the mine. And as you get to the entrance, she snaps her fingers and points to two kind of guards who are leaned up against the sides of this, and presented in front of you is this list that I'm going to just post instead of going over it again, that you are free to disseminate between you all to your heart's content. So it's a Dungeoneer's kit, a healer's kit, a vial of holy water, a potion of healing, a block and tackle, a climber's kit, a lamp, a vial of oil, 2 sacks, another 50 foot of hempen rope, a shovel, and a miner's pick.
So is there someone who didn't receive a potion of healing from Rory?
I've still got 2. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have a healing potion.
Other than the one he gave you, or?
Did you give me one?
I think I only gave
Oh,
one
okay.
to Jasper at the moment. I wasn't sure how we wanted to divvy up the
I
other
see.
two.
I see.
Yeah.
I
Then
think
yeah.
I have one.
In which case, Joe should get a.
Yeah, I have one.
Then I will give one of them to Jove as we're divvying things up. I'll reach one and grab one out of the pack and hand it over.
Okay, but there's also one right in the pack.
Yeah.
So if you want to just keep the two that you have, I'll just take the one that's in the pack. So then you have your two. I think it's all the same, anyways, as far as potion strength.
Yeah.
Mechanically, yes.
Mechanically,
Okay.
no
Yes.
offense, but I'm going to let you do a couple more batches before I try that, and he'll take the nicer looking one.
Well, let's hope that you won't have to try it early then.
So
Besides
we'll
that-
take this bookkeeping out of the way. So who's taking the Dungeoneer's kit?
I don't think we need an extra one.
I can go ahead and take the Dungeoneer's kit.
Gotcha. Who's taking the healer's kit?
Since I'm taking the potion of healing, I'll just take all of the. I'll take the healer's kit.
Okay, you'll take the healer's kit, and inside you find a vial of holy water.
Okay.
And then there's a block and tackle, a climber's kit. That next one, who would like to take that?
I'll take it.
All right, and
And
last
I'll
is
take the shovel and miner's pick.
Perfect. As you guys all gear up, Not Abroad Eleanor says, "Well, here is that copy of your map." Hands it over to you, Freddie. It touches your shoulder. And now that she is standing next to you, she towers over just to think about everybody in this party. Think very much, the head of the French Hogwarts, the all-girls school who ends up dating Hagrid. Think very much that in the safari suits of the dad from Tarzan.
Terrific.
Well, gear sorted, map received, in agreement upon payment upon completion. I believe this is where I make my leave.
All right, and where exactly on the map would you think is a good place to look, if you do know?
I would head all the way, and she traces along the map through kind of the mines. This is all, and points out already built sections. This is where things should begin to take a turn. After this point, well, that's where the adventuring comes in. And so you have a very solid destination of where to head, avoiding offshoots into veins that are closed and the likes.
All right, we will check it out and not die.
Absolutely. As you guys are at the kind of mouth of this mine, looking about, it looks solid. It is a kind of a light kind of gray stonework. However, even though you've seen other parts of the mine and there's a number of soldiers and miners about, this tunnel specifically does look significantly older than some of the other mines that are being worked on. Can I get a investigation check?
Yes.
From everyone or just one?
If you would like to roll investigation or survival, feel free to. I'll leave this one open to the party.
I got a 21 investigation.
I got a unnatural 20 survival.
I got a win.
A 1.
Okay.
I got
Nice.
a 4 investigation.
4. My 2 high rollers with investigation and survival, you both notice that there is a fair bit of dust and other like cobwebs and such kind of on the sides of the tunnel. And that's surprisingly, even though you know people have gone in here, there doesn't seem to be any footprints or anything leading down into this, even at kind of the base of this. It looks unused and older than you were anticipating. And that's what those rolls will tell you for now.
I figured
Also,
there'd-
a lack of giant badger tracks.
Good to know.
given what we know, I figured there'd be a little bit more here, you know? Some more signs that people going in and out, or at least in.
Yeah, I noticed that too. There doesn't seem to be much in the way of tracks or anything. It looks kind of barren. Like not much has really gone in or out.
You sure she wasn't lying to you, Freddy?
I don't know. Do you think that wherever you heard about it was lying to you? Are these not the mines that we're going into?
No, just about other adventurers giving it a shot already. I hadn't heard that.
I don't know what reason she would have to lie. I mean, it would strike fear in us, but I feel like you don't want to make the people that you're sending in to do a job for you afraid more than they already are.
Unless
I
she
don't know.
wasn't expecting us to come back, but that's going on the grim side of things.
Yeah,
Speaking of-
let's just keep our guard up. What's that, Joe?
I was gonna say, yeah, keeping our guard up and just expecting the worst. Maybe we don't know what's down here. There could be leaks of gas or any sort of thing. So maybe if you can put a cloth over your mouth and handle that as we go forward. I don't know how literal Yavendell was being when she said the land was poisoned. So a little air filtration never hurt nobody anyway. So I at least am going to be doing that, and I encourage you all to take part if you see fit. And he'll kind of like take out a bandana and nestle it across his nose.
I suppose the mask comes in handy for other things.
Ronak nods and smiles underneath his own mask. He gets to be a part of the club now.
Well, I guess if we're all going to be wearing some kind of mask, I should probably do something myself. And I'll also rip up a small piece of cloth and give it to Johnny.
And he uses his tiny little rat hands and wraps it around like a little bandit.
This dude rocks.
All right. With various masks and cloths covering the face, the tunnel in front of you. Now is the time to ask, what is your guys' marching order?
Who's the most perceptive?
I have a +1.
Probably
I got a +3 in perception.
probably Rory, then Freddy, then Joe, then Jasper, I think. Just since I can run fast.
So Rory, Jove, Freddy, Jasper.
Sure.
Do we want to light some torches going in here too? Because I know we don't got any sort of dark vision.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Freddy,
since
maybe.
Yeah, my set of supplies has a lamp and oil, so we can go through
well,
that.
there you go.
Well, you got that light magic, don't you, Freddy?
Yeah, but it's less cool. All right, I'll do it.
How about both?
How,
Just in case.
how about
Freddy.
both? So I'll give the lamp to you, Jasper, in the back.
Okay. Cool.
And I
Thank
will
you.
cast light on Rory's
But
pants.
nice.
Nice.
And immediately your pants illuminate. What color would you like, Freddy?
Uh, soft green glow.
Nice, soft, enough to see everything. It's like going into Laser Quest, but if they only turn on the green lights. Or going to like a green grow room. Everything is a bright shade of green, and then the back half is the light of the Oubliette. So you guys can see it is bright lights where you guys are walking. So it illuminates the tunnel as you guys begin to head in. And as you do, there's almost like a rush of wind that just gets pulled into it, like an inhale as you all enter.
Oh, I fucking hate that. She says that super quietly.
With the map presented, there's at this point of the adventure, there's no need for a survival roll as you begin following the map, going deeper into this mine. And once again, Rory and Jove, you see the just a complete lack of any real signs of, Dwergar or footprints like a giant badger. It's just the stillness of this mine. You guys travel for the better part of an hour, going deeper and deeper into this mine, seeing it just getting more dusty, less disturbed, more quiet. That same every now and then kind of faint breeze comes from deeper in the cavern, like a just always inhaling, but never an exhale. As you guys continue deeper in, the mine goes from wooden support beams to more rock, more stone, and they begin to have almost the dwarven architecture to it. Those who would like can make a history check.
Sure.
I'll try.
That's a 22 for history.
19.
19?
14.
14.
17. Actually high.
All but Jove noticed that these are not typical mountain dwarf carvings, but these are Dwergar in nature. The deeper you go, the older they get, the more almost kind of not quite alien, just almost uncanny. Some of the archways and the dwarves. Some are dwarves holding up part of the tunnel. One is like a big mouth, almost kind of like the last drop from Umberlee.
If there's any script, I do write and speak Dwarvish. BT does.
There is no script, but I'll say with your we'll say that'll bump you up. You also notice that this is not your typical dwarven architecture. There isn't the the dwarven runes and wording that you would expect to see in such a mine here.
Gotcha.
As it goes from less developed to more raw is how I'll describe it. As you go deeper and deeper into it, and after about an hour, you reach kind of the point on the map that Eleanor has provided you with, and it leads to a pit at the end of this tunnel as it's widened out. The pit is carved in a regular pattern with rounded edges, and there is a large iron ring embedded into the wall above the pit. It descends into like an oubliette, which for those of you who don't know what oubliette is, it is like a big pit that you would usually very reminiscent of like medieval dungeons that would open up at the top and then you would drop people in for like prisons.
Oubliette, yeah.
Oubliette. Oubliette. Yes. But you see that as this kind of decline goes down. Looking over, since you guys do have a light, so you could see that it goes about 40 feet deep. And while it is steep, it's not like a straight drop, like when you met Yavendel and that hole opened up. Actually, and Party, can you roll me a nature check?
Sure.
18.
18.
14.
12.
7.
Those of you who rolled a 14 or above, note that it's moved from rock and iron to dirt. And not just like dirt, like hard, dry dirt, but rich and fertile. And that the floors slope noticeably towards the center. Not enough to hinder movements, but definitely enough to roll down into. And it's so fresh and like fragrant here, this deep into the mine where it should just be solid stone. Party, what would you like to do?
So to be clear, it's not like a straight down. It's like a steep slope kind of thing.
Yeah, almost think of like a funnel going down. Like
Okay.
it widens out and then gets thinner as it goes.
I
Instead of
see.
being like rock, it's
I
dirt
see.
down there.
Okay.
And it's a total of 40. Did you say 40 feet across?
40 feet going down.
40 feet going
It's
down.
widest at the top and then gets thinner as you go down into it.
Is there another path on our level, or is down the only way?
Down appears to be the only way.
Ooh, I hate that.
Well, we've got plenty of rope.
We do. We could. 4 of us could like lower, or 3 of us could lower someone down.
Well, yeah, I'm tiny and I consider myself a good a bear climber. So if you guys wanted to lower me down, maybe I could rope me up, lower me down, and maybe I could get to the other side and string up something so we can make sure we don't fall into the bottom, whatever that is.
Sure. Let's give that a shot.
So, you're tying a rope around Jove and just like letting him go down into it while the rest of you hold on.
More or less.
Yeah,
Yep.
I guess with what I'm trying to, Jove would be trying to not just go down into the center of it. Is there another side to this pit where it's like we can go further, or does it look like we must descend into the pit?
Looking kind of across the pit, doesn't seem to be like a path on the other side, especially with how much light you guys are throwing out right now. Really, you see that iron ring that's kind of, um, in the walls of this cavern, the still solid rock parts, and then it just slopes down into it. This is kind of where the map leads to. Moving forward, anybody's guess.
Well, maybe we could fix one of these ropes up to the ring, and then we can have something to climb down and climb back up with.
I have a miner's pick. I could try to like jam that into the wall and use that as like something to tie it to. I don't know. Because we have these like stone pillar supports, right? So if I kind of jammed it kind of on the other side of one, we could tie something to its handle. But,
There aren't any like stone pillars supporting this. This has gone from like
okay.
a natural to more. It's just become more raw and natural
I
as
see.
you've gone down into it. The iron ring is fitted into the stone walls, though.
Yeah, to the iron ring then, I guess. I'll kind of just lodge the pick between the dirt and the iron ring. Or the stone, or whatever it is.
So, Joe, with the rope attached to such things, you are at the kind of the lip of it as it starts to head down. Like I said, it's not like a straight drop like last time. It does, it while steep, you are loaded up with the rope and prepared to go and explore as your heart sees fit.
Yeah, he's gonna have his, shield spear on his back, and then he's going to light a torch and bring that down with him. And he'll say, "Yeah, I'll kind of see what's at the bottom of this here pit, and if it leads down into a chamber below here, I'll just drop this here a torch, and we'll get some light going from down there. So yeah, you'll hear me if something goes wrong."
I hope so. Stay safe, Joe.
Yeah, and Jove is going to start the descent.
You send down into it, your little halfling legs sinking into this fresh dirt. Big aromas of almost like freshly turned, fertile. It's reminds you a little bit of kind of some of the farms and fields of the Dale lands, which is how rich this soil is. You can't help but the Dale in you think of how good this soil would be for planting. You make your way further
Ooh,
and further
actually,
down.
can he take a handful of that dirt and just put it in a pocket?
Yep, easy enough. As you're going down, you scoop some into your pocket. Make me, as you get to the bottom of this, looking around, it's just more and more dirt, even towards the center of this. Make me an investigation check, Jove.
That is a 17.
17. In the center of it, your feet kind of stuck into it. You begin kind of pushing some of the dirt aside, and you feel your foot kind of catch something solid, no longer dirt, and moving some of it. And it takes a little bit as the dirt, does fall downwards, and you have to kind of pack some of it to the sides. But you uncover what appears to be a depressed rock. Not depressed as in sad. And feeling in it, you can see just the way that it's set up, that you kind of put a little bit of your weight on it. You can feel ever so slightly push down.
So I feel like I could continue pushing it if I felt.
If you put some real strength into it.
Before he does that, he's gonna kind of yell back up to the group and say, "Hey y'all, I think I found some sort of false bottom down here. Maybe we can uncork this dirt and get us going. But hey, Freddie, you want to do that thing where you put on the cool blue glasses and make sure I'm not gonna blow up my foot or something when I do that?"
That's probably a good idea. Hold here for 10 minutes. Humana, 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 humana.
Humana blue. As the shades come on, and as soon as it goes off, the entirety of this tunnel leading behind you, all radiates strong transmutation magic.
You say behind me?
All around the walls
Okay.
of this, leading down into the Oubliettes. Oubliettes. Kai, help me out.
Oubliette.
Oubliettes. This Oubliettes.
Oubliette.
It's like
Try
the
to,
labyrinth.
try to be as French as possible when you say it.
Oubliettes. Oubliettes. But besides the typical pings, Freddy, immediately the caverns, the walls, the ceiling, everything around you that isn't your party pings with that transmutation magic.
Okay, but there's no unique pings other than the just transmutation everywhere.
Yeah, not like a node or anything.
Right.
Not a source. All of it just seems seeped.
So it doesn't look like anywhere particularly you step is going to be bad, other than the fact that we might already be in a bad situation because the entire place is drenched in magic.
Oh, great. Love to hear that.
Yeah, so let's keep
That
moving.
That makes me feel super comfortable. All right, Joe, if you have the go-ahead.
Okay, well, I'll uncork it and yeah.
I'll
Let's
be
see.
ready to pull you up if you scream. Just be ready.
All right. Jove will back up and kind of in one hand holding his torch. He's gonna bring out his spear and kind of with the back end of the spear, he's gonna try and just strike that plate, Domskis, and see if he can push it through.
Make me an athletics check.
That is that's a 14.
A 14. You strike down with the spear, and boom, clink, and it presses in. And for a moment, nothing. Until and the bottom of this oubliette opens up, and Joe, make me a dexterity saving throw.
I'm in danger.
Mm.
Ah,
Oh no.
that's a halfling crit fail for 6.
Oh,
Six.
no.
Jove, you fall 10 feet down and take 3 points of bludgeoning damage. As you, the rest of you see the rope fall and then go taut, as it's only 10 feet, so that's the full 50. But it doesn't like swing or anything. It just goes taut as if someone's at the very end of it. When the rest of you feel, and Freddy, you can like see this wave of transmutation magic go, and it's like something swallows, and there is a rush of earth behind you all. I need the rest of you to also make dexterity saving throws.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I hate that.
Oh, not 34, 34!
I don't think I've ever been in a game where you got 2 nat 20s in a game.
I'm
Yeah.
baffled by this.
For real though.
I got a 19 for 22.
22.
Not natural 20.
Wow.
Good job,
The rest
Harvey.
of you guys,
Level 2. Level 2.
Yeah, right.
this wave of earth, a peristaltic shudder, if you will.
Ooh.
Thank you. Pushes you all forward into this oubliette. However, with it, you all kind of land on your feet, and the dirt itself, as it rushes through, gently takes you all, and you all keep up on your feet. Jove, as you see, as you make a hard land, and you feel this dirt and earth, kind of on top of you, covering you, almost burying you under this. Your party members, bink, 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 all slide in and land around you. Once again, looking at Jove, chest first on the ground.
Jasper will grab him by the back of the collar and rip him out of this dirt.
Well, I guess that fucked all of us up, right? Okay, yeah, let's untie this thing.
Yeah, we'll do that.
And as you go to untie it, you hear a whoonk, and half of the rope falls as above you closes in.
Fuck.
Well,
At least we have light. Is my lantern still lit, or is it just
the light's still going, lantern still lit, especially with that really good deck. I mean, you had it in hand, and you just...
Oh, it's just like I held my own beer as I fell over.
Yeah, the three of you guys all just like almost straight-legged, knees locked, just like...
we surfed into it.
Yeah, basically. That was pretty dope.
So is there like a corridor?
Yes, you find yourselves in a tunnel, moving only in one direction. The stones comprising the tunnel that you just fell through have quickly closed. The narrow tunnel before you is, instead of rocky and stone and dry, is now wet and muddy, rivulets run down the sides to this kind of, now that you're feeling it and you're down here, it's almost kind of spongy on the floor.
Let's get a better look at that with my pants, please.
Oh, with your
I was
pants.
about to say, I'm assuming I can find two like little stones, like the kind of rocks that you would throw to go skipping. That size of stones.
Yeah,
I
you
find
find stones. I mean, they're not perfectly smooth skipping stones, but they are stones.
Right. No, I'm just giving you reference of size.
Yeah,
So
I got you.
I'm going to cast light on one of them and just kind of like toss it down the corridor, not check it. So if I do hit anything, it doesn't assume I'm being hostile. But I just kind of want to toss it down there just to get some distance light.
Yeah, you, and it kind of I will say skips just because let's keep on theme. It skips and goes down a 10, 15 feet in front of you, illuminates it. It kind of bounces off of one wall, and you see a little bit of this, wet earth kind of shoots off of it when you make contact, and it's so moist. In fact, it almost like weeps mud. It's like you've removed a layer of skin and like mud is just falling out of it. Not in like a fast filling sense like when you're in the grotto of Umberlee, but it's strange looking around. The walls are stable, but there's no bracing anywhere. Everything is just looks almost uncannily natural. Everything is wet, and there's like mud everywhere now instead of dirt or stone.
And everything is still pinging with transmute.
Mm-hmm. Hasn't
Yeah.
changed at all. You've actually, in fact, if anything, it's almost like if you were looking at a heat map, like everything was like, oh, everything's kind of warm here, and then going down here, like the degrees intensify.
Okay. Um, stay on your toes. Uh, anything can change at any moment. Literally.
Something tells me that lady knew this would happen.
She did say that people went missing always. So
She said so far. So
exactly. Everybody to this point so far has gone missing. So a little bit of optimism there that it hasn't happened in the future yet. Thank you, Jove.
just trying to keep her spirits light. Well,
Well, with that small chuckle, I think we should move forward a little bit.
Yeah, somebody give me a survival check.
Not me.
I'll
Not
go.
me.
I'll do it.
Oh yeah.
That's a 14.
Hey.
A 14, he.
What do me and my glowy pants see?
Well, they're not glowing anymore because the rock is glowy.
Oh, true.
Your pants are no longer special.
Dang, that's sad. When I kind of figured like me looking around a room with the pants is like grabbing like a character and just like spinning them around with your mouse, you know? Like rotating.
All right, with that roll, Rory, something magical is definitely going on here. All right, this is not a naturally occurring complex, nor does it appear to be worked on. And you feel that deep in your core, and as you're kind of walking forward, you feel that as you move your ankles out, and you can see that that moving forward, it's all at least mud by at least ankle high. Um, so you discover that it is difficult terrain as you guys make your way down this tunnel, as it like snakes and moves, just more of the same spongy mud covered floor with these almost kind of salivating tunnel walls. And even in places that look like it should collapse. All just seems to have this kind of sticky strength to it as it holds the tunnel as you continue making your way through. After
Ow.
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying as Ryan, I don't want to get eaten. That's all.
By a sentient cave? Yes, that's not on the list.
Yeah. Continuing on though.
You continue on, and an hour goes by, a second hour as you twist and turn through these, doubling back in some places, walking upwards, downwards, uh, in this just kind of maddening just continuation. Freddy, you have to cast, I believe light lasts for an hour, non-concentration.
I think so, yeah.
You have to cast another, the light goes out, you cast another one on that, the other stone, I assume, that you have in hand.
Yep, and I just kind of keep throwing them in front of us just to make sure the forward
Yeah.
path is cleared, as long as we have the lantern going.
Yep, you
That-
still got the lantern going, and every time you throw it and it hits a wall, that same phenomenon of this almost kind of like bleeding mud comes from the walls. If you like stick your hand to the side, your fingers kind of stick into it, and you can like run your fingers and create lines on it. As the like lines go out, the mud kind of just like bleeds from the outside, going down, adding to the mud of the floor. Your walking is punctuated by as you pull your feet out from this mud. Go ahead and all of you guys give me a perception check.
17.
17,
9.
9,
Another 13.
13.
My d20 rolled under my desk, so I'm getting another d20 while I get it.
Ah,
11.
11. The rest of you are so focused on trying to, get your feet out of the mud and the noise of, 4 individuals in a tunnel as it echoes through a. Jove, you're the one that hears a noise that kind of breaks down the monotony of this travel. And you can hear what sounds like rolling. And you can see as you've moved down, there seems to be a smoothness in the tunnels, like something's rolled over them, and then just ever so faintly a bloop, bloop, with a coming up from ahead, as you all kind of begin to notice that the smells in here almost have like an ammonia to them, a real basicness to them. But that smell, Jove, you smell past that feeling. Your senses kind of begin to sharpen, and as you move further down the tunnel, the ammonia of these walls is being replaced by a sharp, almost caustic, an acrid sort of smell.
Yeah. So, just to be abundantly clear, the rolling sound, is that coming from the direction
Further
we're
down
heading?
yes.
Okay. He's gonna kind of hold up his hand real quick and say, "Do y'all hear that? Sounds like something's moving from up ahead, and I don't know about y'all, but it's just been smelling worse and worse down here. Maybe we should, I don't know." And he's gonna start just like, what happens when Jove just, I don't know, runs his spear into the side of the wall?
You stab into it and you pull back, and there's that in a applicably sized hole to your spear hole. The mud kind of shoots out for a little bit, like a fresh wound, before slowing its leakage. And as you do, that same kind of big smell of ammonia, that kind of basicness, erupts from it.
Well, shit, folks. We might need to hightail it as if something starts coming our way real fast. Because I don't know about y'all, but the smoothness of this tunnel is giving me the fucking willies. But we have to go forward at this point.
I would agree, and yeah, we're certainly far from anything natural out here.
Please hold.
I think I can run the fastest out of all of us if y'all want me to go first or something.
I'm gonna cast a white light on this one in my hand and just check what color is the dirt
The dirt with this kind of
or
white light
mud.
is a dark brown. It doesn't have seemingly any weird colors to it. The ammonia smell is kind of off-putting. It's gone from that kind of fresh earth to this more basic smell.
Mhm.
But besides that, it doesn't have any special coloring to it. Everything here is, though, that slick stickiness.
Mhm.
You can see that, up most of your party up to their knees, Joe probably up to your hips, is just covered in that same slick muddiness.
Jasper, I think it's a good idea having you up at front just in case we need to hightail it.
Okay. She hands the lantern to Jove, I suppose, and take the front.
So now
During-
it is Jasper, Rory, Freddy, Jove. Is that the marching order? Just to make sure I have this marching order.
Yeah, in all reality, as being a tiny person, he would want to ideally tread in the wake that you guys make of the mud would be useful. Yes, Joe would want to be in the back. And one more thing, he wants to take out that vial of holy water, Doms, and can he just I mean, Jove doesn't know too much about holy water, but can he just, I don't know, do a little flick of it on the mud and see if it reacts in any interesting way?
And you flick it out towards the mud, and no seeming effects to it. The water trickles out, adds more wetness to this already wet place, but doesn't seem to have any effect.
Well, that's all I got, folks.
All right, I guess I'll.
Worst case scenario, we can try to light something on fire.
We do have the lantern, and I do have torches on me as well.
All right, so I'm gonna say I should be about 80 feet ahead, to be honest. So I'll take that rock.
Yeah, and I'll recast light on it and give it to her.
Thank you.
All right,
And
with Jasper leading 80 feet ahead.
Yep.
But where Jasper's at, she's so far ahead in this kind of dark place. The lights, especially when she goes around corners, disappears from your guys' sight. But the tracks definitely show where she's heading. Jasper, make me a perception check.
Jesus Christ, I should have known. A 10.
A 10. You lead for the better part of 5 minutes before the sharp smell, the acrid smell, jumps up to where it just almost kind of, it's not painful, but it's like a low dose of smelling salts, but sharp, just and really kind of any sort of maybe grogginess, because it is kind of warm in here in a strange sense, is immediately cut through as you enter into an open cavern. It's about 30 feet. It's almost like a ledge, and then moving out towards you, you can see the light as it goes out, and there's this pool that seems to stretch out for at least, well, far enough that the light doesn't continue on. It's like it's like finding an underground lake, and it just continues on. And that sharp acid smell hits you in full force as you walk in here. Not enough to cause a Constitution saving throw, but immediately assaults your senses.
She calls back. Looks like we got a body of water down here. A big open cavern.
Succeeded.
Oh boy, are we gonna have to do some more swimming again?
Sure as fuck hope not. Does seem like the only way, though. Smells like shit.
Reconnect with your party. Jasper being kind of towards the edge of this the tunnel into this cavern. There's a quick rumble as Jasper, I need
Okay, at those, let's see. Ooh, 13?
13 just saves as yes, as you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh,
As
Ooh.
that was
what
a
looks
save.
what looks like the boulder from Indiana Jones comes barreling out of this pool. The smell of acid erupts, hitting all of you guys straight in the face, and you have just enough time to turn and put your hands out and put them there, and you can feel yourself being pushed deeper into the mud, bruising kind of your arms, but you're able to stay on your feet as a second of these big stone creatures comes and rolls. And I need the rest of your party to also make a strength saving throw.
We're about to get bold.
Ooh, crit fail. Thank you. Much better. I got a 19.
19.
That's a
8,
14.
14. So, Rory and Jove, you're both going to take 6 points of bludgeoning damage. However, Freddy, you are knocked prone, taking the 6 points of bludgeoning damage. There's boom, boom, boom. Behind you, these large boulders, almost kind of like bionicles, like the
I know
circle,
the one.
exactly.
Yes.
Everybody knows what I'm talking about when I mean like the bionicles. They like open up, and you can see inside this green kind of crystallized geode on the inside as the sides open up for just a second as they begin to close, and you can see them begin to start the spinning motion once again. I need you guys to roll for initiative.
Oh, it's that time again.
Ooh, it's that time again.
It'd be that time though.
Post it up. Post it up.
Ooh.
14.
Ooh.
Wait for it. Boom.
Hey, there we
18.
go.
What is this? What are these initiative rolls? Are they actually good?
Wild.
And then Freddy. D. Rory, you have the higher dex. Unless you'd like Jove to go ahead of you. I'll leave that up to players. It's Dex gets first dibs if they want to go first. Whoever's got the highest dex, I know, is going to be Rory in this case. But you guys can switch if you'd like. But I have it Rory then Jove. Is that
Yeah, do
cool.
that. Do that. Rory then Jove.
Okay, I will go first then.
Okay, so to set the scene, it's from kind of the mouth of this tunnel. It goes about 25 feet forward before it hits kind of the lip of this underground body of water. Jasper with the geode right on like the bank coming out of it. Your hands out, stopping it from bowling forward or knocking you over. And you're about 20 or so feet away from your party, while the rest of you, the other Geodude, if we may be so bold, has rolled past you guys, able to kind of bounce to the sides of it as it steamrolls over Freddy's body. Freddy, you are like pressed straight into this mud, going almost like a whole foot deep into it as it rolls and ends its roll behind you, blocking the entrance. As it, if it had a face, I'm sure it would turn to look at you. So we begin this fight with Jasper.
All right. She's gonna kind of shove him off or it off her a little bit so she can pull out her shield. And then we're just gonna roll an attack here. It was really bad. 7.
A 7, yeah, you strike your sword against it and bing, like hitting a big rock.
Great.
Great.
She's gonna just try to keep herself between it and the rest of her party and let them try to deal with that one over by them. So that'll be it for now.
All right. It is going to try to make a slam attack against you. It spins and almost like with a sonic hop tries to poof onto you, Jasper. That is a... That's an 11 to hit.
Yeah, she definitely jumps back, seemingly not quite as hindered by difficult terrain as other people. But
Perfect.
yeah.
Yes, Jasper, you jump back and are able to Freddy. You're currently prone.
Yeah, I'm gonna use half my movement to get up, and then with the remaining 7 feet that I have, kind of two friends in relation to the closer of the geodes.
Absolutely. You put Rory and Jove in front of you. It's like the geode's probably at the entrance. Then there's about 5 feet of space where you were at, and then your two companions, like in front of there. So you get up, move past them. So you've got Rory and Jove 5 feet, and then this geode with you behind both of them.
Okay. I don't think any of my spells are gonna do anything to it because it needs to understand words. I probably can't go to sleep. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna healing word. Myself. I am a creature that I choose within range.
Me, everybody,
Yeah.
it's me. You inhale
Um,
some green spearmint.
Yeah, I just play a chord and it just surrounds me and I get healed for all 6 of the damage that I took.
Yeah,
Nice.
minty freshness. Your breath smells
Yeah.
incredible.
And then with my action, can't
Which
do
is great
Guardian
because dental really
Inspiration.
hasn't come into its own quite yet in this world.
What I can do though is attempt a vicious mockery. So the target has to be able to hear me. Yeah, it just has to be able to hear me. It doesn't have to understand me.
Well, it can definitely hear you, so I will roll that wisdom saving throw. That's a crit fail.
Hell yeah. Okay, so it takes 4 psychic,
4 psychic, got it.
and it has disadvantage on its next attack
Disadvantage on its next attack.
before the end of its next turn.
Got you. Freddy, is there anything? What do you say to this thing? So you pick yourself up out of the mud. Clink, clink. Like the crinkling noise, like when you break a car window and you pull some of that where it stays together and crinkle breaks but doesn't come all the way apart, like that noise. Excellent. That's action and bonus action and movement, so then it is Rory.
Alrighty, so we will draw our staff here, and we'll go towards the Geodude that is closest to me. We'll go ahead and take our attacks. We'll do the bonus action attack. So that is going to be a 15 on the first, and then a 21 on the bonus attack.
Both hit.
Cool. Rolling damage. And that's going to be for 9 bludgeoning altogether.
Yeah, you strike it with your staff, followed up by an unarmed strike, like a baseball bat into like a flying elbow. And both, as soon as you make contact, it feels like it reverberates back. While there's no doubt that you hit it, it for the first time in a while, it really does very punching stone. It doesn't give, it does. You just strike.
Yeah.
Make just if you hadn't trained your body as well, a normal person may have broken their elbow with such a strike.
Got it. No weapon or anything for me, so that'll be it.
Yes. So he is going to cast a bonus action, and I would say, Freddie, you would be able to hear this. You hear him say a word or two in a different language. The only thing, if you know of Draconic, you might think that it was from that source. But he utters a couple of words, and there seems to be like a flit of kind of lightness about almost as he looking down into himself as he casts and you see him he has the and then his action he'll be able to draw